starts glowing, and it looks like we're good. Okay, so last time, geez, already starting with skipped frames. How about that? Okay, so last time we had tackled the gateway to Ekla, fighting through the trial and error of getting past a story puzzle with increasing waves of aggressive ashworms pouring in as the group has. We're doing well against the waves, but the battle wearing on started to wear down our team. A couple of close brushes, both with a reindeer and Kess, but the party prevailed, unlocking the door, the ashworms seeming to subside after. And as the door opened, we saw the one lone ashworm that Opie had mind controlled into trying to forge a passage through was dutifully making the attempts trying to break through the solid stone tiles there beyond, and the party dispatched it. Needing a quick break, the group retreated out of the chamber back into the dusk skies of this desert oasis for a short rest. Is everybody happy with the hit points, the hit dice they've spent?
That depends. Am I?
Yes, you are Jaeger and Kess.
God damn it! Then no.
You get to make his good decisions.
That's funny.
All right, let's.
So short rest. Did I regain not hit point? Did I regain spells or anything?
Do you regain spells on the short rest?
I do not know.
You know that answer, but don't draw it out.
The answer is no.
All right, we'll go with just one for Kess, I guess. That one rolled pretty well.
No, but you did get your wild shapes back, Render. Opie, you did your recovery?
I did. Wasn't down any hit points, but I was able to use my once per day arcane recovery, restoring 2 spell slots.
Awesome. Zyman, you were polishing your sword. I don't even know.
Reading, bitch, reading.
Reading. Congratulations. You have +1 hour on your religious book.
Thank God.
All right.
Marking that right now. There we go. Oh, wait, gotta edit.
Okay. Oh, geez. Why? Why button? There you go. Let's see if this actually will work as it's intended to, because that would be fantastic if it did.
Oh, there's my beer. I should crack one open.
Okay, so with that, okay, good. Party token works.
Yay, party token.
Yay, for once I don't actually need the party token to see things.
Well, the fact is that you can see with the party token.
I know what
Just gonna-
party token is for. I'm just being a smartass in that I can finally see. Before it was like the party token was the only way I could see.
Pantomime how it was working for you.
I saw vicariously through all of you.
Welcome to the hive mind. Okay, so you have all finished your rests. I got way too blurry. There we go. That's why that even happens. I don't even know.
Does that's a good question. If I am Jaegering, does Kess get any rages back on a short rest? I've never played a barbarian.
Yeah, you have. All the other times that you've had the Jaeger Kess.
Well, I've never had to worry about that.
That is an excellent question.
I do not believe so.
I think that's on long, but we will see.
Let's see. Yeah, the other times I've Jaegered him, he had all his rages.
You must finish a long rest.
Okay.
Lol.
So I think he's got, what, one left?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's brilliant. So, you have finished, prepped, prepared. How is everybody generally proceeding in this?
You mean like walking order?
Walking order, yeah. Use your tokens down here and we'll...
Hmm.
I'm going to ride a dwarf.
Okay. We're gonna say it's gonna be that kind of block. You really need to get that harness made.
Lol.
Because now you're just on sweaty dwarf back.
This is why I put down newspapers and shit.
That's,
Oh, lol.
that is very fair. But all in all, the door to this passage has opened for you, and you are free to act.
I'm gonna let the big armored thing go first.
Well, I think we're using the party token. He just wanted to know our marching order.
Yeah, I generally like your marching order,
There,
and then
I made the
just
first move there. Now we're in the middle.
either way. So, the antechamber that you have entered into is obviously old. This has some signs of light wear and tear just through the ages, but it's hard to place a thumbprint on how old this is. There are cobwebs strewn about the corners of the room, but not as many as you would suspect for something supposedly as old and abandoned as rumors had kind of been. Passages leading in all cardinal directions. To your north, it seems like it opens up a bit into a larger chamber, which seems to have a throne on a dais. But that's kind of at the corner of your vision there.
We're supposed to be looking for someone. Is there like dust on the ground anywhere that's been disturbed?
There's little scatterings of sand that have made its way into this chamber, but nothing that would make it look like there was any like footprints aside from the ones that you're starting to leave. But the slight breeze here is kind of shifting some of the loose particles around.
God damn it, we fucked it. It's wiping away all the evidence.
I mean, I have an idea.
Oh,
You could always transform into Bork reindeer and smell for shit. You know.
that is an
I like
option.
it. Go for it, man.
You can doge it.
All right, Doge time. Wild shape it is. There goes one.
All right. Go ahead and mark that off. As as a reindeer kind of hunches over onto all fours, kind of on point ways. His torso elongates. His hair grows ever lighter and starts shrinking into his scalp as patches of orange and white fur start blossoming from his skin, as he is the largest Shiba Inu you have ever seen in your life.
That's funny. All right. Now, it says keen hearing and smelling. Now, it says wisdom perception checks. Do I just use my personal stats or the stats of the animal I just transformed into?
It's all your mental stuff is based off of you. So,
Okay. So where is it? Here we are. I guess you want me to roll perception for like smell of some sort.
what are you trying to smell for?
Other people that are not us.
Probably smells somewhat similar to Rawl.
Yeah.
Oh God, let's. So here's the uncomfortable thing, as it was basically the two of you in the back row. You kind of stretch yourself out and then basically just get all up in Rawl's personal space as a dog, standing about up to his waist height, and just he looks uncomfortable as he has this dog sniffing around him.
This is the first time Rawls got to participate in the Bork Reindeer Cuddle Puddle.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie at all. That's
Funny as shit.
so you get Rawl's scent.
All right.
And what you're doing now is go ahead and give me your perception check. You absolute freak.
18.
Okay. Oh wow, it's rolling your dice for that too. Okay, cool. Whatever. Okay, so you sniff around. Well, you smell Raw.
Wow.
You definitely smell Raw. He is. There's kind of a spiced scent about him, kind of like an earthy spice scent.
Is he a spicy boy?
Not entirely sure what you mean by that, and I don't really want to ask.
I don't want to know either. But funny.
Liar.
Hilarious, but I don't want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be funny, but I think it's probably just more disturbing than anything. Okay, so that's a thing. Okay, so yeah, you smell him. He's got that earthy, spicy, spice scent, kind of like I don't know, just I wish I had more nose for spices, but no, just very earthy, and you don't seem to smell a trail leading off it.
Do I hear anything?
That would be a separate check.
Okay. Would I be able to do that?
So that would still perception, yeah.
Sweet. 17. I'll take it.
All right. Outside of your companions, you're not hearing much from this chamber. Well, you kind of hear a bit of a breeze, but that's to be expected. You've opened up this door, and not more than 100 or less feet from you, there, is the open desert.
I would like to go ahead and look up over at Opie and Zyman and bark and kind of like shake my head in a no fashion.
What is it, girl? What's going on?
Oh, I would like to go ahead and snap at Opie.
Did Timmy fall down a well?
No, Timmy's right here. As I write Timmy.
Work render will glare.
Timmy's with the cart.
Feeling like I understand what the dog is mentioning, or Doge, I will turn to Rawl and go, well, bud, I guess she isn't here. We should probably just go home, right?
Unless she didn't come in this way?
I mean, okay, if you want to go check around, we can. Like, that's fine, too.
I don't mean to be an inconvenience, Opie.
You know I'm teasing you, right?
Yes, I know. You just... It's a dry sense of humor.
Like, I don't think I've ever gotten that before. I've always thought I've been pretty, accessible, humor-wise.
Anyway, we can be quick about it, all right? I know you've got a lot of other things to do.
I mean, today, I don't think so. Let's do this. Go find your mom, bud.
I hope we can. I really hope we can.
That is the plan.
So what way do we want to go?
Well, if I were coming in here to look for something, I would think that throne up ahead might be a logical starting point.
That sounds about right. You guys have control of your token. I'm not moving it for you.
Sweet.
So, well, we were both trying to move it.
And who's in the driver's seat?
I am hands off. I've already got to drive Kess.
I'm gonna move us up right to here, so we're like generally in the middle of the room by the looks of it.
Yeah. Well, the throne is a simple stone affair. It has... I mean, it looks regal enough. Whatever cushions it might have had on it have long since deteriorated and blown away, or apparently, but the cushions are no longer to be seen. On the high-backed chair, there is a symbol etched into it, which has... Well, it's very familiar to all of you. I'm not even going to have you guys roll it. You've seen it several times. This is the prince's mark, the mark of the cross hunter, and on a raised pedestal behind the chair is this statue of this very youthful-looking figure, clad in what looks to be a toga type garment with with etched bands across his neck and arms, and wearing a circlet that meets in the middle of the forehead that has that infinity loop encircling around it, and these large angelic wings stretching out from his back and folded forward in what looks to be kind of like almost like an umbrella like or like a protective kind of posture as the hands of the statue are placed on the top of this high-backed chair. Uh, you've seen this figure walking around, and you've seen this figure depicted as you had walked around gathering information in Sanctuary. That this is a depiction of the Golden Child Anzu.
And it's a statue, right? Not like a creepy, lifelike statue that we've seen in these kinds of places before?
Kind of, yes. I mean, it is very well detailed. And, well, I mean, it looks obviously statue-like. It's kind of, yeah, I guess you could say it was on par with the statues you found in the other the underground city.
You mean the statues that weren't really statues, kind of thing?
Well, the statues that were statues, but this is that same quality.
Looking around at the walls, are they seeming to depict anything like before, or are we just in a throne room?
You seem to be in the throne room. The northwest wall does seem to be gouged out, however. Very rough shape. Kind of a tunnel broken through. And there is a slight breeze that is coming from down this tunnel.
Do I smell anything on the wind, Quinn?
Give me your perception check.
All right. Yay, 19.
Okay.
Actually, it's 23 because technically.
Advantage.
I was about to say technically, yeah. 23. Win.
So, yeah, you are... So as this breeze is hitting you, you smell something acrid. Acidic, even.
Bork around here will bark and point his nose in that direction. Kind of like, those cartoon dogs.
No. Too early for that shit.
That's great.
Well, it
What are your thoughts, Sin?
My thoughts are either there's acid and or decay down there or some other creepy shit's going on.
A reindeer thinks that there's something acidic in the breeze or rotting coming from that hole in the wall. Rawl, who is kind of keeping mental tabs on everybody, has at least picked out a reindeer's thoughts. So for the time being, congratulations. Through this link, you can kind of still talk to people.
Sweet.
Well, if he's smelling something from that direction, and there's a breeze coming from that direction, which kind of implies another way in or out, probably where we should start heading.
All right. Should we be worried?
Render will say that it could be terrible. It could also be vents of God knows what the hell spewing out of nowhere. But hey, why not? Let's go check it out.
He seems eager to try it. Kess kind of grips his axe, checks the choke on it. And he's like, yes.
Shwarmamu will feast.
Oh God. Why do I even let you people play games?
A little alcoves to the side. Would I be able to see? Are there any openings over there?
From this distance, you can see that it seems to turn towards the south. That particular alcove.
Well, I mean, with the wind and the smell, I guess we know there's something down that way. Should we like finish checking around here first, like before we go digging through broken up tunnels?
Doge thinks it's probably a good idea. We may find something interesting before we go ahead and, jump into, hey, let's kill shit.
Kess fundamentally disagrees.
Kess, thinking that there's something to fight down this way, opts to go to the path of battle.
Doge will bark at Cass.
I don't see a problem with investigating around here a bit more first.
I don't think it's a bad idea either. I mean, if there's something here, it's all the better that we find it before. We could be covering our tracks doing other loops.
Well, if he's smelling something down that broken pathway, it might be a good idea while we look around to keep an eye on it. We don't want something coming up behind us.
I'll keep an eye out on our rear guard. He'll kind of re-pull his blade and just have it kind of resting in his hand.
Should we station a Borgrendir? What do you think, Aaron?
I'm fine with this.
You've got bad perception. Yeah.
Can always bark loudly.
I just had a thought though. If we ever needed to outvote Kess and Simon, I get a vote, you get a vote, Borgrendir gets a vote, Barondir gets a vote.
only if he wild shapes each time.
Isn't that how the American election system works?
Pretty sure we're not doing the electoral college.
Back.
How dare you, sir?
I'm just curious where the voting against Kess and Simon thing comes from.
I have no idea.
We never need to have it happen.
Kess wants to murder things because Kess. Simon is all about exploring.
Someday you may agree with that.
Look, just because there's not a problem now doesn't mean you can't plan for the future. All right. The cobblestones, the stone floors, very evenly placed here, well kept, and very much devoid of any real signs of life. But it continues further down. Much the same. Empty corridors, nicely smoothed stone walls. And
So before we walk down this other one, you guys think it makes a circle? Because if it does, maybe we should just go down the tunnel.
I mean, I think it makes a circle.
Go ahead and give me perception.
You're talking about Opie or me or both?
Just generally everybody. Why not?
Woohoo! 17. Because but Doge.
Yeah, well, it's not based on scent, so.
That base. Oof. Damn. What the? Holy crap. Sure you're not gonna head to a wall, OP?
He's writing Kess.
I know.
He's having some trouble.
Looking around.
He's Kess is kind of sweaty.
Don't worry, things are allowed to sneak up on the highly intelligent wizard who is overanalyzing other shit right now.
But yeah, Zyman, Arendir, you, as you're kind of looking around deciding what to do, is you off in this corridor here, you do see signs of distress, damage in the chamber directly ahead of you.
Well, then let's go check it out.
Oh, there's another one. What do you do?
Yeah, there's a breach in this wall, leading to more of that rough, carved out.
Do I sense the same smell and bullshittery coming from this one?
You definitely do smell that acrid, acidic scent.
Doge will make doggy whining noise and like paw at his nose and whimper.
Well, he smells more of the same coming from here.
I kind of want to take the northern path and just confirm that it's a circle and it doesn't go anywhere else, because I don't know why. That just kind of seems appealing to me, to verify that the original pathway or chamber here was just this small room, well, small-ish chamber.
Do it up.
It's easy enough to confirm. Walking up there does spiral back around. Seems like this might have been some small underground temple, perhaps. Though there's no real trappings of any kind of religious nature here, aside from the statue behind the throne.
But it's like one moderately sized throne room underground doesn't really say to me Lost City.
No, it doesn't. Just Rawls starting to look a little fretful and dejected by this.
Hey, don't worry, we're still gonna investigate. Just, this might not be what we're looking for.
Doge thinks it's time to head down the horrible path of bad smell.
So you want to go to the southern one first?
Doge thinks they connect.
Well, you're the perceiver here. Pick a direction and go.
Well, okay, that works, dude.
I move this.
I was like, what?
Oh my god, roll 20 and it's blackness. Why?
What? I can see fine.
Kess sees an ink egg ahead and rushes.
This would be a perception check, but yeah, you know what? We'll just give everybody a perception check. Not like it's gonna be high, but let's see what we got.
Oh, hello.
And perception.
Hey, 27. Fuck yeah.
Got a 19 on that.
I knew there was a reason we brought you.
Hey, look,
Kess.
Oh yeah,
Kess
Kess.
got a 23. He's murdering that ink.
There's definitely no question about it. There is a critter to slay here.
Slay in the name of Shwarmamu.
Oh God, will you just? I'm gonna have
He's not here to keep the faith. We have to do it for him.
I'm gonna be glad. You know, I'm gonna be so happy when like level 15 or 16 rolls around, and I feel that you're high enough level to face the wrath of Shwarmamu.
Hilarious.
It's gonna
Eventually start DM deciding that he's got to take levels in Warlock or something to Shwarmamu.
It might. It might be sooner rather than later. I'd have to talk to Junior about that one. It's like, just exactly how serious are you with this bullshittery?
No.
So yeah, Arendir smells this, and as Kess gets hyper excited and just like mouth frothy. Oh, yeah, this guy didn't even know what the fuck was even happening here. You can go ahead and I will move people, but you can, yeah.
Hope he falls off the cast as soon as he runs away.
You see him
like,
get
am
heaped.
like Borgrendir here.
Oh,
Like
and
using
dear
his
God, he
initiative.
rolled critical on his initiative too. Fuck.
Well, we both get 2 chances at it, so.
Hey, am I dragging out Borgrendir? Well,
But Kess really wanted to go because he rolled a 19 and a 20.
Holy fuck, you're right.
Borgrendir. Because I am Doge.
Okay, so we have. And we gotta put Rawl on there. He's doing okay. Rawl was forming up the rear lines. Good. Okay, so yeah, we begin this with the froth at the mouth. Kess just dash forward because he never learns his lesson. That's on you, man. Just in case you were wondering.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. This Kess moves 35. Okay, so. He will go right there. And. Can't actually get to it, so javelin that motherfucker.
Okay. He throws it and it just kind of knocks the javelin away with its tusk. One thing that Kess notes, these things are definitely a lot bigger than the ones that you had encountered previously.
Okay. Well, according to his character sheet, he's got 4 of these things, so I can extra attack throw another one.
Yes, you can. That one will sink in.
Very nice.
Come on now.
Then the only other thing, if permitted, he would probably prepare his great axe for the return attack.
He basically does his dual Olympiad throw. Shoo! One of them gets deflected, one of them pierces into its hide, and then Kess pulls out his axe and gets ready to scrap. That's fine. Zyman, your go.
Do I actually see that one down there to the south, or am I not seeing that one?
Oh, you definitely see skittering movement. Oh, actually, this is yeah, you see the skittering movement because there's a bit of a drop down. It's kind of like an incline or decline from your perspective. They go down into other chambers, and you see skittering movement from the shadows of your newfound dark vision. It's really creepy, actually. It's just this black and white thing chittering in the darkness. Just.
Well, let's see if we can't shine a light down there and. Well, Kess doesn't do that, but it misses anyway, so fuck it.
Might as well have been Kess. As you see this thing scatter, raising up your hand, this mote of flame forms there, and you baseball pitcher fling it, and it just kind of sails off to the side.
All right, well, that's all my movement and action, and I don't have any bonus actions to do, so I'm good.
Okay. Rawl will... Well, we have a reindeer there. 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action to get up in this thing's face.
Murder!
So you will run up and take a jumping slash. And just be knocked back to the back with by this thing's tusk. He's like, oh wow, these are big. Bork.
Yes, Bork time.
Borf borf.
Alright, the Bork shall move about here because he does not see a damn thing. He has no dark vision, no P. Actually, you know what? I got an idea. I've only used how much space? I went from right here, right?
Yeah, you used like 10 or 15.
3. Yeah.
Wait, actually, you
15.
still have. Hold on.
Because I have total of 40.
There,
Yeah,
that should be better.
Oh. Well.
You still have your sight.
Hey, I can see shit now.
Yeah, congratulations.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and move next to Cass.
Okay.
For now. I don't really have anything I can do other than this for right now, so. Yeah.
Okay. Opie, you saw most of your companions go charging down at this end keg where you saw Zyman throw fire in a different direction.
Let's have a bit of a sigh. This again. All right. 5, 10, 15. Ooh, big nasty. Opie will. Doo-doo. He's going to chill touch at the pancake, you can see.
And there you go.
Nice. Good hit.
Very nice hit.
And he's got a little bit of movement left, so he should be able to get back here. There he goes, Simon, have fun.
I have poked the giant thing for you. You may now play with it.
Well, we're going to test this theory. Currently, we're up on a ledge, so kind of testing the theory of whether or not it can climb up the ledge, or if it's going to run around and pincer at all of them.
Yeah.
Quick question. While I was doing that, Opie will look up and wonder how tall the ceiling is.
The ceiling for this is about 15 feet.
Okay, good to know.
It dips and raises a little bit, but it's a good average would be about 15 feet.
Probably not giant dinosaur territory, is what you're saying.
Probably not giant dinosaur. It's less a constraint of height and more a constraint of the width of these tunnels.
Giant dinosaur time. Start making bigger tunnels.
Wow. Okay, so Zyman, we'll start with
Yep.
you. Actually, oh, it's going to be actually from the 6 to 5. Yeah, it'll have to move. It'll move there, and we'll spray a line of acid.
Oh, deck save. Yay, my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go.
Go for your deck save.
Woohoo!
All right. However, it seems to have just mostly sprayed up at the ceiling, but droplets of it do hit down. That is, wow. That is kind of sad.
That was impressive.
All bark and no bite.
Yeah. Let's do
Pretty big
this.
fucking pancake though.
It is a giant ant cake. Yeah, it does not have. As the ant cake will go and bite at Rawl.
Ooh, damn.
He manages to snag him both times, in fact. And let's see, we need to fight a grapple. So he is not grappled. However, he does still take 19, 28, 32 points of damage from being gnashed the hell at this thing. Just ow. Kiss.
All right, Kess. Will, let's see, 5, 10, 15. Can he get there, or is that wall going to prevent that? I guess it won't matter anyway.
Yeah, it won't directly matter. And no, he can't force himself into that wall directly.
Okay. Well, that'll have to do then. I don't want Zyman's character sheet. I want Kess. Let's see. Yes, he does not have to be raging to reckless, so in typical Kess style, let's reckless attack the shit out of it.
Go ham!
No rage, though, because he's only got one use, and I'm not going to waste it.
Yeah, that's still 20 points of damage to it, so that's not nothing. Okay. This thing's starting to show some wear. Simon?
Okay, how how tall is this ledge I'm standing on?
It's not a steep decline. It's not something you're actually going to have to make checks on. It is considered difficult terrain, but it is otherwise fine.
Okay, so in order to prevent it, or at least in theory prevent it from shooting more acid at me, I can get down there in its face.
Yeah.
All right.
Certainly nothing stopping you.
And I will do my super cool, shocky, stabby, missy thing. Well, hit with the sword.
You reach out to try and zap it, and it snaps at your hand. And then you come crossways with your sword, managing to scrape along its hide and kind of take a deep gouge into it.
All right, well, that would be it for Simon.
Okay. Rawl, who's not exactly happy with the giant antlion thing biting into it, yeah, he will take a swipe at it. This time he'll get it. This thing is looking quite injured at this point. Like haggard to the point it's almost collapsed. He will, at that point, disengage and go by Doge. Let's get out of the way of that. Speaking of Doge, there's a mostly dead antlion thing.
Yeah, I'm Bork Reindeer. What happened to Cass? Where'd Cass go?
You can see him.
Am I blind?
Yes. It's just the Ankeg is kind of...
I see where he is, in the little corner.
Yeah, he's kind of fought himself into a corner.
How does this Ankeg look? Does it look
Have
damaged?
have you not been paying attention, sir?
To some extent I have, yeah.
It's looking
damaged?
very weak, kind of barely hanging on.
Bork Render will rush the Ankeg and attack with bite. Woohoo, 15.
And just like
Okay.
Goku, coming in to secure the kill.
Yes!
Congratulations, in your mighty jaws, you have slain something that was barely clinging to life.
Yay, nibble! Nibble!
Yes, you have nibbled it to bleeding to death. Opie.
That's hilarious.
Please rename your attack to Nibble.
I'm going to because it's funny.
That's instead of bite, it's it's Doge nibble.
Put
Opie
Doge Nibble.
will scooch up here, and he's gonna go with a mind thrust at the Ankeg.
Near, 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 near. Whack. Jeez. That's definitely, as you start rattling around inside of its brain cavity, it reels back.
Do I get the power of the hive mind behind me?
Uh,
They're mortal enemies.
uh, I don't know about a hive mind, but you are definitely thrusting your brain into it with all the fury of the Formians.
Not too fast. Nice and slow.
It's a gentle mind thrusting. I feel dirty. I no longer feel good about this analogy.
It's just right.
Oh my god, no, it's not. But we truck on anyway. Okay, with the Ankegs, one is bleeding out. The other has a tasty Zyman that it would like to nibble on itself. Well, that's a hit. There you go.
Wow.
As it starts tearing into you. So that is 14, 15,
Just like
25.
God, would that tie your shield?
what's that?
19. Yeah, I think shield doesn't cover that.
No, shield would, but I only have like 2 more castings of it, and I'm kind of banking on there's something bigger and badder that I want them for.
So that's
You're relatively undamaged.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's 24 damage. And that is also a grappling check.
Yes. What am I rolling?
You are rolling to evade grapple. Athletics or acrobatics, your choice. You manage to, as it just kind of grabs you in its pincers and starts squeezing. You feel parts of the armor kind of like slide in, but you were able to kind of push your way out of his jaw.
Yes, and that was a Zyman roll, by the way.
I figured as much. Kess. There are still sounds of scuffling.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35. I say fuck it, he's gonna double move. And he can get to right there.
Okay. Zyman, you're in this thing's jaws.
In its jaws?
You were in this thing's jaws.
Ah, okay. If I wanted to like scoot around like so, would that be possible? I want to make room for Kess to get in there.
Yeah, if you're accounting for your difficult terrain, yeah, you'll be fine moving around in there. It's
Okay,
still
cool.
even 5 feet.
Then I'm doing that to allow room for Kess to get in there, and I will attempt to beat the shit out of it.
Oh, good job. All right. So it is without reactions this turn, and it takes 18 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
It is, yeah, it's barely hanging on in its own right. Let's see. 5, 10, 15. He'll come over there, see this thing, like, decide he doesn't want to get up in its face. So, yeah, he will assault it psychically. And that's enough to do it. Doesn't get skirmish or the bonus psychic damage, but still. Okay. Rendir, we're going to have you do a perception check real quick here.
Alright. Contribute. Ugh. Oh wait, that's right, 16.
It's
assume.
no.
Unless it's
I will tell you once if it's
yes, unless it's sight, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you heard noises coming from kind of the south by southeast corridor.
Sweet. Orkrender will slightly move south to kind of guard the corridor
Okay.
and bark loudly.
Okay, so yeah. From around the corridor, you hear Arendir losing his goddamn puppy mind, apparently. But the ant cake is definitely on the ground bleeding itself out.
Good.
If you're
This
doing
is why you
anything,
take him to puppy school.
yeah, he definitely needs to be trained.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you're not doing anything of real note as things are kind of starting to
Who are you asking?
opie.
Oh, okay. Well, since I don't see anything, I hear barking, and they're faster than me. I'll run over and hop on Simon.
Boink.
And I'll ready an action to mind throw the first thing I see. That is Ankegesk.
Okay. And with that, hey Doge, at as you're barking your fool head off, you feel a rumble beneath your feet as this as another ant cake bursts up from the ground and starts lashing at you. This first attack will be at advantage. Not that it needed it. Okay. So the first strike is 15, 16, 22 yeah, 22 damage. So 22, 28, 38 points of damage altogether. Do we still have Doge?
No, we do not have Doge. I just wanted to see how much I had to take away from a reindeer. Ouch. You said it was 30 what? 30.
It was 38 points of damage altogether.
Okay. So Doge is gone. Reindeer. I have to minus health for him. Alright. Reindeer has lost health too. Oof.
Okay, and you're going to need to make a pair of grapple resistances. Or attempt a pair of grapple resistances.
So what? Strength, dexterity,
Constitution. It's either athletics or acrobatics, whichever is more to your advantage.
Alright. That's a no.
Okay, you are the first. If the first one doesn't succeed, you're.
It would have been nice to have like a second
Yeah.
number first.
Okay, so you are grappled.
I'm just curious. Is Rawl still mentally connected to me?
Rawl is you guys are all connected. You can kind of sense the general health levels you all have. You know that whole spiel.
Arender wants to like go ahead and like what's the word I'm looking for? Indicate pain, fear, and oh shit.
Well, to your benefit, perhaps. It's not like you're unseen. Rawl is in the position to see this thing burst up Tremor style and grab onto you and rattle you around, and it's still in the jaws. So that's still a thing. Bringing it to Kess's turn. Where can I have everybody but a reindeer make perception checks?
Kess is all about perceiving things.
Okay, well, first and foremost, you do hear the barks going from that morph 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 to the and morph into that from that as a reindeer is being thrashed about very violently from being Doge to being people. And there are tremors felt as another one bursts up from kind of behind Simon and Opie. Opie, you had your mind thrust readied?
You know I did. Mind thrust, he thinks really loudly.
How about that? And mind thrust he does. This thing comes bursting up and he's like, "Neep!" As this wave of psychic energy assaults the Ankeg's senses and it just kind of at you. So that does bring it to Kess. Yeah, there's a new pair of playmates.
Yep. 5, 10, 15. Oh, let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 25. He will go right there and start assaulting Ankeg.
All right, so he goes and starts playing with the Ankeg.
Okay. Reckless all the way, of course.
Yeah, we know it's going ham all the time, every time. Okay. So a 25 in damage. Good job, Kess. He always seems to do pretty well when you're Jaegering him.
Well, maybe, but it was Raider that I Jaegered way better than
This is very
was actually played.
This is very true. Simon.
All right. Well, Simon, hearing doggy barks and assuming that Kess has this, is gonna go around to check on Doge.
All right. Do you mind the difficult terrain?
Well, I was gonna go the other way around because I'm assuming that's the other way around.
It's reasonable.
Yeah. Well, that's one move. He'll double move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can make it to right behind Deer there.
You're staying piggybacked?
Hell yeah, I am.
Okay.
And we come upon an elf being eaten by an ant monster.
Yeah, pretty much. Rendir is not looking like he's having too good a time.
All right. Well, I got nothing I can do with my bonus, so that's it.
Okay. Rawl. Rawl will take a step over here, seeing that he's got a good line of sight on both these creatures. Just doesn't really want to play with the ant monster right now. It took a pretty bad hit on him. But he is going to mind thrust at the one that's got Erendir for 13 points of damage. Erendir, you are currently grappled by a very large Ankeg. Its acidic spittle is just kind of welling up and flitting onto your chest.
I assume you want me to do like a check again.
I assume that you'll do what you want. I'm not calling for you to do anything specific.
Oh, well, I'm still
So
grappled, so I gotta get
Yeah,
out.
you are grappled, which means your speed is 0.
But it does not inhibit me from using things. I assume.
No, it does not, or at least not in the way that that you are currently grappled.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
The question is, do you or do you not want to continue being munched on?
It's completely up to you.
Use Thorn Whip and say, "You get off of me." Literally, it's like this shit.
Okay, so you thorn whip it.
I mean,
Yes.
maybe just kind of quick educational moment. If you stay in the grapple, usually with monsters like these, and if I get too metagamey, Quinn, let me know. Often they can automatically do damage. It's like when that worm was swallowing people and automatically doing damage just because they were in there. So it's really dangerous. And unless somebody or something kills that thing, the only real way to get out of that danger or grapple is to acrobatics or athletics check.
Hey, could I, in theory, use the Thorn Whip, considering it comes out of the ground, to hence turn the Ankeg and my position into a favorable way for Zyman to hit it? In theory.
You can move 10. You can move the creature into 10 feet, or move the creature 10 feet in a direction. So how you would think that would be advantageous for you?
Here.
I mean,
Here.
because you are technically in its space.
Okay.
So you want to basically move it into direct melee with him,
Yeah, exactly.
like put it right there.
That'll work.
All right, you can absolutely do that.
Sweet. And
This very scrubby, dry, like tumbleweed-like tendril, still somehow flexible, reaches up around its midsection, around a leg, drags it there as the thorns pierce into its chitinous plating.
sweet.
Opie,
Oh.
you're in melee with this thing.
Oh yeah, that's exactly where I wanted to be. If Opie can get his eyes locked on its eyes, Opie will attempt a not a gaze. Wisdom save, DC 16. I'm attempting to lock it down so it can't auto damage. Technically, I think it would lose the grapple if he fails.
I'm reading it here.
Yeah, fully incapacitated.
I don't know if that go. Well, I guess that would technically make him slack-jawed. Because I'm thinking it's like he can't take any action, but he is actively drooling on a reindeer. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. It does not seem to be charmed by you. It's not impressed with your little attempts at hive minding it.
Listen, this doesn't hurt me. Just saying.
This is true. A noble attempt. Are you moving at all?
No, I'm happy where I'm at.
Okay. The Ankegs. First, we will go with the one attacking and rending at Kess. Holy crap! All right. 12, 24, 29, 32 points of damage to Kess. And he'll have to start making grapples.
Oh, right, going ham. God damn it. Why do I gotta play him the way JR plays him? 32?
32. Because you're a good player and you're not cheaping out on... You know what he's got enough of a history. If Kess was more of a... All right. Kess man, yeah, Kess is not grappled. But yeah, I mean, if he varied his strategy up more, I could say you shouldn't go ham, but you know, trueness to character. Arendir, you are getting bite attacks at you at advantage.
Oh, thank God, the second one doesn't work.
The second one does not work. However, as it is grappling you, you do feel that spittle come welling up and sprays you as well.
Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 12, 21.
Yep, you take a grand total of 21 points of damage, and you are still very much grappled.
God.
Kess.
Kess will continue going ham.
As a Kess is wont to do.
Hey, the second one
Holy
worked
shit.
out.
They both work out. Kess is just so happy to have one to play with all on his own. Like everybody just let him play, and play he does. He just
these sacrifices to Shwarmamu.
Yeah, he just kind of hacks as this thing it drops to the ground. Couple more hack, grabs us like elbow deep in through the chitinous plating, rend around, pull out a chunk of some weird, greasy, like pale flesh or muscle tissue. He doesn't know what it is, but he's keeping it. So you can go ahead and mark down that he has a chunk of Ankeg flesh.
I will add that.
I love the idea of just dropping things in the inventory of people who aren't here.
I know. I'm pretty okay with it too. So he'll look and go like, "What the hell?" Someone will either tell him or not, and in a week that thing is gonna get rancid as fuck.
Well, maybe tonight he will experiment with throwing that on the steak thing over the fire.
Yeah. Like, well, we're gonna start trying to cook here.
Shawarma might be the next big thing.
You never know. You never know. So that acidic bite might give it some quick pickling. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know how to cook fantasy creatures.
I assume it would be very Mediterranean as shawarma is, but with maybe a Middle Eastern like hint to it. Little maybe curryous.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of got that lime acidity. Could
Maybe
work.
Like a ceviche.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But whatever it is, Kess is gonna try. But it does lead it to Zymon's turn.
All right, Zymon is going to attempt to free the Arendir by beating this fucking ant senseless. And seeing as it is not made out of metal, I think I'm just going to go for the sword swing twice.
Ooh, hello.
Okay. Well, it's not a crit, but still, goddamn good hits. So a grand total of, what do we got for 21 damage to the Ankeg. It's starting to look unhappy with life. Seeing that done is like, ooh, Yeah, he's feeling a reindeer beginning to kind of ebb and wane. It's like, jump in. Let's try and get this thing off him. It's like, coming a reindeer. Nope.
Should
As
have
he
went
comes,
for the flanking
he
position.
he
And away
should
we
have.
go.
He should have, but he jumped up and tried to He just sees a reindeer in trouble and is trying. Speaking of a reindeer,
Alrighty. Let's see now. The choice. Alrighty. I shall use Produce Flame on this bastard.
Produce flame on your jaws, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
yeah, this thing has got its mandibles are kind of like coming out of its cheeks where it's got you pincered and it's grinding these sharp protrusions in through you as the mouth that is kind of disconnected and like hang on. I'm thinking like Hydralisk looking motherfucker. As this foam just keeps like splitting out at you as it kind of and you just kind of reach up with a fistful of flame and thrust it down into its maw, kind of scorching it from the inside. It's looking weak.
Let me see here. It's bad.
I mean, that is your action.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I had any bonus that I could use, but I don't. Sad face.
No?
No, as well.
All right. That will bring us to Opicrio.
Opie is going to. Since we're acidity, so not that. We're going to chill touch. I will summon a spectral blue hand to bitch slap it.
To poke it in the face, and poke it in the face you do for 12 points of damage. As it reels back, a reindeer swaying woozily in its grasp. It looks like it is almost dead, literally. The thing has 1 hit point left.
God, you gotta.
That's fucking hilarious. All right. Well, that's all I got, man.
Okay. So, it continues to thrash and bite.
Oh, another crit. Ouch.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, 7 points, thankfully, does not end up taking you down. However, the crit, on the other hand of it, does.
Yeah.
And you also suffer an automatic death save from the acidic bile.
My life.
Oh man, you were hanging out in those jaws too long.
Just like Kess. Kess knows how these things work. Speaking of, there are still sounds of struggle coming from elsewhere in the cave.
Okay, well, Kess will skip like a child on the playground and
I can imagine he's still got that chunk in his hand, dancing as he's going. Guys, look what I found!
and then he will double move to get right there, but can't really do anything as a bonus action that I'm aware of.
I think it's a bonus action to rage, but
Well, nah, that's not.
yeah, I know. Well, that will bring it to Zimon's turn.
Zimon! Whatcha?
Well, yeah, that first hit will certainly do it.
And the second one is just for the lulz.
Just for the killing of it.
How dare you eat Doge, you bastard!
Bring back Doge. Um, as he drops onto that, it just Raul will come over and kind of pull Arendir slack from that, and try to he doesn't have. Yeah, he spends his time pulling Arendir from the jaws, that pooling, getting him out of the pooling foam there, and just kind of starts scraping it off of Arendir. He suffers 2 points of acid damage as he gets the bile off of Arendir. That being the case, Arendir, I need you to save versus death.
Come on, death save. Yes.
All right. You have a success. Opie. Arendir is on the ground, and yeah, it's not looking too hot. Very labored breathing. Burn marks all over his body.
All right, nurse, I'm gonna need an IV bag and a whole bunch of whiskey. What? I don't have a potion. Shit. Well, I guess there's only one thing I can do. Untrained wisdom check for healing.
Oh God, unassisted, untrained CPR.
Yes, it's the only true option right now.
Okay, go ahead and try it.
Oh God, I did better than I thought.
Yeah, it's still
actually fun.
still, however, not enough.
Well, at least I didn't hurt him.
You didn't hurt him. Let me double check here because I'm pretty sure that's not.
DC 15 or something.
That might just be my 3.5 showing, but I want to. I want to double check that.
Like, I assume I'd have disadvantage on it, but I think it's like a DC 15 to stabilize somebody with just knowledge medicine.
Yeah.
I think if you roll under a certain percentage, you should hurt them.
That's kind of how I was playing it, and I'm not directly seeing anything, so we're just gonna go with that. So yeah, brings it to Kess. Kess has got no medical knowledge, I don't think, and CPR from him is probably what happened to one of the Ankegs. He tried to CPR hug one of the Ankegs, and that didn't work well.
Yeah, so he will just move up here and kind of keep watch that we don't get jumped while we try and resuscitate the druid.
All right, bringing it to Simon.
Well, fuck, I got a slightly better chance than Opie does. I'll try and help him, I guess.
Do we have any potions?
No. We should really invest in some. I checked both character sheets.
Oh, we're fucking retarded. This is great. I think on my turn I'll check his bag if he's not dead.
Might be a good idea. I'm double checking here.
He made a bunch of good berries this morning.
No, he did not. I don't even think he's got that spell prepped.
Let me check that because it's actually kind of funny that I think of it. I do have that spell prepped.
Yeah, well, it's not cast, unfortunately. Okay, so Zyman fails to do that. Rawl will spend his time searching through Arendir's bag.
Guy's not even dead yet, and you're already looting him.
It's the
Rawl
only
doesn't-
logical thing to do.
Well, no. Here's the thing. The idea popped into someone's head as your speech there is maybe he's like, oh, I don't have one. I don't have one. I'm going to check. Rawl is going to. Let's see. We will do this. Arendir, in your possession, is there a healing potion of any form?
No, currently there is not that No, I don't see one in my inventory of any type.
I will dip in there and check as well here.
I could swear, didn't we talk about healing potions at one point?
I'm sure you thought about it.
Oh yeah, it was between sessions.
You thought about
Okay.
buying some, but never went into an alchemist to check.
Yeah, it
I
seems
can
like-
only be in one game where I'm everybody's potion mule.
Hey, you know what? I fixed my spells. You're not. You're going to be our permanent potion mule, but I can help out a little bit. Yeah. Arendir does not have a potion of healing of any kind on his inventory.
Well, this is great.
So he's one failure, one success, huh?
He has one failure, one success,
2 successes.
2 successes. Give me just a moment here. Come on, don't lock up on me now. Yep, bitch. Because I'm pretty sure there is something that wouldn't work here, but I want to double check just because Rawl is seeing someone kind of starting to die. He's starting to kind of freak out a little bit for it.
Oh god, is this gonna make him go all fire starter and shit?
Oh shit. Okay, well that's all I needed to say. It's just kind of see Rawl kind of pull the staff out of Rendir's hands, just kind of looking over and go, look at the two of you guys, just
Give it a shot.
Well,
Try
first
it.
of all, Staff of Healing requires attunement
Oh god.
by a bard, cleric, or a druid.
We don't have any of those.
You do not have any of those. As he was basically just quickly reading the object, like, what did Arendir know about any of this? So, yeah, Opie.
I mean, not wanting to lose anyone. Opie's gonna try like hell. He's standing on his chest right now, just like punching the shit out of him. Like, breathe, breathe, you piece of shit. Like, why do you keep getting bit on? This is
Ooh, 15.
I mean, it is unskilled.
It's unskilled.
Well, it's just because. Let me actually look to see if this, because this does seem like disadvantage territory when you don't know about this sort of shit.
It should probably be a disadvantage.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
So you can use. Oh, here we go. I think it's you can use your action to administer first aid to an unconscious creature and attempt to stabilize it, which requires a successful DC Wisdom Medicine check. DC 10 Wisdom Medicine check. Note that the DC 10 check, if you can get a +9 modifier to your medicine. Okay, yeah. I would say that should likely scale up depending on what's going on or how you feel about it, but I think that's the book ruling.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I also don't have a healer's kit, so
Yeah, that would be kind of necessary.
I could see disadvantage and a
A higher
DC.
check, yeah. Okay, so well, you're not hurting him.
But I'm not helping.
You're trying to. You are definitely trying. Come on, where's?
From what I'm reading here, a medicine kit allows you to stabilize somebody without making a medicine check, but you can still do it with a medicine check. I'm just not seeing what the DCs are.
I think the base is 10, and it's just up to the DM. But also there is the whole untrained aspect, which
That does make things rather difficult. Yeah, okay. Kess is continuing to look out, I'm sure. He can go ahead and give me a perception.
Okay. Perception, there it is.
Seems clear.
Well, guys, what's the play here?
Help him!
like, seriously, do you see what I'm doing? Oh, he's just thumping him in the chest.
Yes, I see it not doing anything, but fine.
See the little.
Panic. You don't panic.
I just
panic. He's dying, you dick.
Opie, the little 35-pound gnome, is tap dancing on his chest, trying to get the compressions to work.
Don't you know? Staying alive, Opie. Tap dance to staying alive.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Rawl, who's just kind of kneeled down at this point, just like, just kind of puts his hands on Arendir's head, temples, and just kind of like peels back his eyes and stares into this dazed nothing look, and is just staring into. Well, on anybody else, it'd be staring into his soul, essentially. But there's kind of that empty, swirly void. So he's going to make an attempt at invasive psychic surgery, or something. Because
disadvantage.
It's same disadvantage as everybody, but he's trying to go at it a different way, and it's not working. Bork.
Come on, it's for all the marbles. You can do it.
Save for your life.
Come on, save. Oof.
Oh.
A natural 1 is 2 death failures.
Oh, come on now.
It is.
Oh, it sucks.
Lol.
I just had a thought that, fuck, I wish he had one more round. I think Polymorph could have saved him.
You can't polymorph something that's already unconscious.
Really? Okay. I was trying to game the system for you, bud.
Damn.
Hope he stops tap dancing and looks
Yeah,
down
he
at
stops.
Aaron.
He stops. Yeah, I mean, as you're kind of putting your foot down, you're putting the weight that you can. You're all the might of your tiny gnomish form, putting those compressions into it, and you feel that stillness kind of set in on a reindeer's form, as just that labored breathing stops.
Oh, he kind of gets real quiet and. Oh shit, that's not supposed to happen. What the fuck?
Shit.
All right, this is. Hey, Rawl, I'm sorry, but we gotta go, bud.
As you turn your attention to address Rawl, there is still a very wide eye look, as it's almost like there is no Rawl right now. Is Opie, as someone who was kind of in his head a little bit, you're just the two of you working together to work through Timothy, you actually taking the time and getting into Rawl's head, there is something here that is just unsettling, this kind of emptiness, this confusion. You realize that he was staring into a reindeer as what light there was just left him. He was literally staring at him as he expired, and suddenly blasting through all of your heads, Opie's more than anything, as you turn to address him, as this incredible, like, psychic explosion essentially happens. This white noise dialed up to 11 just kind of rings through all your heads as this silent mental scream echoes and stretches for the better part of a minute before Rawl just kind of collapses back on his haunches and just kind of has this 1,000-yard stare as the noise kind of starts to subside.
Is he looking catatonic? Is he looking like post-arena fight catatonic, or
he looks
stunned?
Stunned, shocked, disbelief. There's a lot of conflict in there. You see his eyes kind of darting around erratically as Rawl's kind of blue screened right now, but he's not in that same kind of catatonic state.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, Cass, Simon, we gotta go, man. And I don't think Rawl's doing good enough to keep going either. So, Rawl, snap out of it. Opie will psychically bitch slap him until he snaps out of it.
Make a persuasion check. As basically you project your thoughts at him, just try and rattle him around. You see he's kind of with a shock, just kind of huh?
No, it's fine. I need you here. Okay.
He's definitely got this he's got this numb look to his face. He just kind of gives a nod. Okay.
All right. I need you to lead us out. We're gonna back out of this. Cass, pick up Arendir.
Kess will pick up Arendir.
Simon, you feel like covering our butts as we get out of here?
Of course.
As you make your way out of the, you backtrack to the main corridor, back to the entrance and into the twilight skies.
Kind of take a minute for everyone to rest, drink water, whatever they need to do, and well, back to. I guess we gotta go to Sanctuary, yeah.
Well, yeah. And I mean, worst case scenario, we did pick up some diamonds. We might be able to barter a heal.
Maybe, but I don't know. The higher end stuff's pretty expensive. Let's see what we're able to do. I know it's not ether. I know it's not going to be quicker, but maybe somebody there can help us.
Trying to remember, did we at any point hear that the leader dude is a cleric, or do I just know that because of out of character knowledge?
What are you talking about?
Lee.
Lee?
Did we ever come
Lee,
up at any point that he was a healer?
Lee, through your investigations, you do know that that the prince was a priest.
Okay.
That is what you know.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. We have knowledge that the prince might be interested in, and we have the diamonds to fund a res. Maybe we can come to an agreement with the prince.
I mean, maybe. Like, hopefully he'll, see it the right way and he isn't all like balance and death is natural and all that stuff. Because this sucks, dude. This isn't supposed to happen. Like, how are we not prepared for? I didn't even think about this kind of crap. Why would I think about this kind of crap? This isn't supposed to happen.
I don't know. We should have at least had a potion or two spread out among us. Well, whatever. Let's go. We gotta get there as quick as we can.
We do.
Now, it is a day and a half travel, if I'm not incorrect.
I believe you are right.
Fucking ones. Fucking one.
Yeah, that was.
What's funny is I can't even be mad about it because it's
That's look. That is the will of RN Jesus. Praise be upon his polyhedral.
Dude, you like hugs too much.
You kind of do like hugs too much.
Kess is probably quietly murmuring how Shwarmamu will look after him.
No, Shwarmamu will not. He's hoping that Shwarmamu has peace. He's not raging. He doesn't have Shwarmamu powers right now. Oh my god, I'm going to make like a warlock subclass for his barbarian. While he's raging, he can cast Eldritch Blast and shit. I don't know. But you rush a day and a half back towards the city. There's no incident. There's very little rest. At this point, all of you have a point of exhaustion from rushing back. But you do, in fact, get past the gates and into Sanctuary proper.
Well, we gotta go straight there, don't we? Like temple, or the king's house, or yeah?
Temple or the prince. I mean,
Maybe let's talk to the prince. Like, he might have the juice to do what we need him to do, yeah?
that's what I'm hoping. And if he doesn't, he is the prince. He probably knows someone that does.
While we're on the way back, Opie will see if Arendir has enough to cover his resurrection.
Just a moment.
Whether or not Arendir does, I can't say, but I do know that
Oh,
Keth has diamonds on him we picked up from that worm.
Oh, totally legit. I'm just saying we'll fill in whatever we have to.
Let's see. What Arendir has on his person. 10 gold pieces minted from Ninya. 9 from Arachime. 9 pieces of silver. 120 platinum.
So yes, we're good.
I believe a resurrection costs 1,000 gold in diamonds.
1,000 golden diamonds. Actually, I think it's a diamond worth 1,000 gold, which, yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to take him to a high-level druid and turn him into an aardvark?
Sokka, we need you.
You know, I do have sending prepared. We could get him. How attached are you to being an elf, Arendir?
Let's see. Raise Dead is actually is a diamond worth 500 gold, and the creature can be dead for no longer than 10 days.
Oh. I suppose we got to go talk to the prince and see what he's got prepared. Or what he knows people have access to.
Ooh, that one's rough. Yeah. So Sir Ross might even have that one, though. I can see his allegiance being tricky. You must love all the cute things.
How do you feel about animals? Have you seen a reindeer? He turns into a cute-ass dog. So you're heading to... Where are you actually heading to?
I think we're heading to Lee because we have information to barter as part of this deal.
All right. So you reach the gate that has the 2 guards. Just hold. What's your business?
We are in need of assistance and might have information the prince would be interested in.
Go ahead and give me persuasion on you, and we can
Yay!
throw this on with advantage. Not that that matters. And it was a
Wow.
fairly low DC anyway, which you still not a bad roll for your negative charisma. Just a moment. It's probably about 10 minutes before you are able to be seen. but you will be, the whole lot of you will be ushered into the gate. However, they notice that you have a corpse in your possession,
Yep.
and they have some questions, particularly as to how you came across a corpse.
He's our friend, and it pertains to the information we have for the prince. He was felled in combat.
I see. Very well then. We will look after the body here. We do not wish you to take it into the manor.
That's fair. Can we leave one of ours with you?
If you wish it.
I'll hang out with the guards if you want me to.
Or I can. I don't care.
Or leave Kess.
Yeah, that's
That's
fair.
honestly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The ghost
And-
of a render is thinking Cass is a good option.
Arendir doesn't get a vote.
I know. He has least diplomacy skills.
I think this is because I tried to give him too many votes earlier.
Can't.
Reindeer had a critical fail because Opie was dancing on his chest.
We're not gonna directly say whether or not that was because of Opie dancing on his chest or Rawl trying to perform psychic surgery on you. We're not saying what was the culprit or if you just gave up. We're leaving that as a mystery for the ages.
Hilarious. Funny though.
Okay, so that's a thing. They will let you. They will let everyone with Kess basically sitting guard. Rawl will actually also elect to stay with him. More so, he will stay with the body, because let's be fair, leaving Kess in charge of something is probably not the best of ideas. But we'll tell Kess to go and get some refreshments for everybody. So
Shawarma for everyone then.
yes. Kess is off retrieving the shawarma of mourning. The saddest meats. In lamentation sauce. I don't even know where we're going with this, but we're working with it.
They're still tangy and delicious. They
Yes.
comfort us as our loved ones pass.
Yes, it is the shawarma of mourning.
Oh God, Erendir's a soulless. Are we even gonna be able to resurrect him? That's
I sense adventure on the way.
There is about a good 10 minutes before Lee will come in and kind of greet you, and it's good to see you back. He will again, kind of pull out a cart that has a steaming kettle on it. He will serve tea to those who wish it.
ooh, yes, tea, delightful.
Yes, tea sounds awesome.
Again, it's a nice floral scent that is calming for frayed nerves.
So we encountered your envoys. Did they make it back okay?
Yes, they're recovering. Well, resting currently. They did mention that they saw you. Did you find what you were? Did you find it?
Well, maybe. Not sure. We definitely found a hidden gate and entered a complex of some form, and we lost a friend in the process.
I'm I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, as you can see, it kind of put a halt to us continuing. Though I think we're on a good lead and we can pass on information, but we're likely to head back ourselves here fairly soon. Um, but I think in our rush to come back here, we were wondering if you had the ability to restore someone who had passed on.
Um, I could pray for his return. I'm unprepared for such a ritual, but
Well, the incident was about a day and a half ago. I heard these things can be time dependent.
uh, a day, 2 days. Yes, I do believe that we could perform the ritual. It would have to wait until morning, unfortunately. I'm not often prepared for such tragic events.
Well, I like to think nobody really wants to prepare for these kinds of things. It's incredibly disappointing and sad. I guess the only other thought, do you think there might be anyone in town who could look at him now?
Um, there may be someone at the temple. I'm not sure who's in charge today, but it's very likely there was someone there.
Is there somewhere we could put him for safekeeping while we inquire, or wait until morning?
Yes, there is a mortuary in the temple grounds that you can inter him for the moment.
A mortuary. They're not gonna start like embalming and whatnot without us knowing about it, right?
I imagine if you inform them of your intent to resuscitate him, they won't begin to process the body.
Yeah, let's drop him off there.
Okay.
Whether you wish to seek their services or my own, I do feel poorly that you had someone fall in your task that I had directed you towards. I Whichever you wish to do, I will make for sure that I'm prepared for if you need my services.
Well, we appreciate that, and don't don't feel bad. We're gonna venture out and look for this, whether or not you had assisted us.
I I understand that. It still weighs heavily that I'm sorry for your loss, and hope that I hope he comes back to you well.
Well, whether or not we get services at the mortuary, we will come and see you in the morning and discuss what we have found and plans to venture back out, if that is advisable.
Yes, of course. I will make for sure that the morning guard is aware of you for your return.
Okay, well, see you in the morning. Thank you.
Please try and rest well. And you are escorted out. Back to the grounds.
Oh.
Kess is there. Will hand you food. Warm.
Oh,
Hand you food,
yeah.
warm wines. Is
The real question is, how did Kess get all these foods if he was guarding the body?
Rawl was staying with him and sent Kess.
Well,
Well, I guess to the temple we go.
To the temple
Really?
you go.
Yeah, no other option. Let's go check it out.
All right, there is. Currently, the temple has no one available to perform such a task. They will inform you that had it been more recent, they could have attempted such a thing, but they do not have anyone available.
Well, in that case, they can keep him on ice for the night.
They essentially it takes takes mention of the prince, but they do hold him overnight, and they will get word that essentially they will let the prince know that he is interred and that you can collect him in the morning, or that the prince will will instruct us as to how this will go. It may be that the prince will to come here to perform the ritual. Uh, they will inquire as if you have regents to contribute, or if they will be seeking them out for you.
I think we've got the 500 gold worth of diamonds easy. Or, let's see, a diamond worth at least 500.
It
think we have
is on Kess's sheet.
We've got one worth 7, one worth 1,000, and one worth 900.
So Raise Dead kind of sucks for the next several days. If we can afford the True Resurrection, that's pretty sweet. So
Let's
if
see.
it's available, or
Resurrection, 7th level necromancy, jumps it up to 1,000 gold diamond.
Yeah, I know we've got the 700. I guess we got to do Raise Dead.
And just to just inform you, resurrection does not negate the penalties.
That's right. It just extends time.
It extends time, and the body is the body is basically it makes the body whole. Let's see here. Neutralizes poisons, cures diseases, doesn't remove magical diseases, curses, and the like. Restores, closes all mortal wounds, restores any missing body parts. Yeah.
It kind of seems like they function in the exact same way. It's just a matter of time frame.
Yeah, well, I don't think Raised Dead would like or resurrection. Raised Dead would recover body parts.
Well, he's not missing anybody.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. I'm just. Yeah, no. He's just got very, very crushed lungs and the like. Um. Yeah, and then True Resurrection can just form him whole cloth. But that's that's 2,500 gold, or 20. No, sorry, 25,000 gold.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we'd
it's
have
also a 9th level spell.
Yeah.
So, are you providing it, or are they going to be fetching one for you?
Oh shit! Do they have? Is there a markup or because I don't think we have a diamond that's exactly 500. Like if they do, that's great. We can give them 500 gold.
Well, you said Aaron Deer had like 100 platinum on him, so we could give them the gold for a 500 gold diamond.
Yeah, let's try that first, and if it doesn't work, we can always part with the 700 GP diamond.
All right. Who is going to helm persuasion on this endeavor? Who's going to try and
Not
negotiate with?
diamond.
Who's going to negotiate with the priests?
I love how we're negotiating for our friend's life.
Well, it's the fact is are essentially they're going to be they can track down a diamond for you. You will be paying the price of the diamond and a little more for them to go out and do this, and it's considered a donation for their efforts and time.
Right. All right, I'll try. No.
Hmm. Okay. Um, they do have a 500 gold worth diamond available to them. They will for cost plus a 50 gold donation. They will have this used from their own stock.
Excellent. Sweet, 550 gold. Go ahead and mark that off your sheet, Aaron dear.
So that is 55 platinum off of your sheet,
All right.
contributing to your own resurrection fund.
Of course.
Yeah, and the rest of us can't afford it.
This is true. Everybody else does things with their money.
Maybe it's a good thing I didn't spend all mine.
Yeah, imagine if we were broke right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty
Right.
rough.
Marked off.
Okay. So you give them the money, and they will. You'll go through the thing is that that Lee told you that he, if needed, he'll perform the ritual in the morning when he is prepared for it. So they'll send out their pages, they'll send out their people, and they will have everything ready to perform the ritual. They will give you a location in the back, like kind of in the back. There's kind of a building off the side and towards the back of the temple that they would perform things like that. But they will set up all the things required, and for you to return in the morning.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, since we've got a little time, Opie will go check on the cloth for his wrist.
Okay. So you all kind of, I'm guessing, is there anybody going with Opie?
Not I.
Okay, so I'm guessing you kind of scatter and spend your evenings. Opie, the Denby's Weave is working on your project. I don't have on hand of how long it's taking for them, but there has been 3 days worth, 3 days since you've left Sanctuary. I'm not sure where you're keeping that information directly, so or was that in your notes? Yeah,
Oh,
but
sorry, I was muted. I don't think I got information more than, oh, it'll take a few days.
because they were just weaving you a cloth worthy of enchanting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've already paid for it, if I remember.
hmm
Yes, you will find that that they do have your robe for a robe of eyes prepared for you.
Awesome. I will tip. I will tip them. What do I get? I will tip them 5 gold for a job well done in a timely manner.
Okay. They are quite pleased with you.
Excited because I got excellent robes.
hmm If nothing else, it is a very nice, well tailored to you, creepy ass robe. Because
The best.
I'm sorry, but a robe of eyes is freaky to look at.
I'll be wearing this out.
I'm sure you are. Um, well, the only other person who followed you to the Iron Terrace but broke off with you immediately was Kess. And he's off doing Kess things. Zyman, how are you spending your evening?
I'm thinking I want to talk with Rawl and just reassure him that, shit happens, but we'll go back as soon as we're fit and ready.
Okay. I'm. I mean, I know things happen, but I'm with Opie on this one. This wasn't supposed to happen. What? I mean, I got hurt, yeah, but I'm pretty good at getting away when I have to.
Well, not
What did
all of
what
us.
did we do wrong?
Well, we split up and probably shouldn't have done that. We should have worked together better as a unit.
I guess. What can we do from here?
Well, right now we've got to get Arendir patched up, try and see if we can't procure some materials to prevent this from happening again before we leave. And we need to work on sticking together better.
It looked like they were all dealt with, and then they just came out of the ground.
Look like what was that?
It looked like everything was clear, but then they just came out of the ground.
Yeah, that happens, I guess. I'm no expert in fighting giant ant monsters.
These things were bigger this time. I mean, there were smaller ones in the cave, but what made them that big?
I kind of suspect that if we keep exploring that complex, we will find out.
I guess. I I think I'm gonna go for a walk.
Okay, well, clear your head and don't worry, we'll get it.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, I assume we're all just gonna stay at the same inn we did last time.
I think so.
Can't imagine any other reason to do otherwise.
So did you want me to get you a room to retire to after your walk, or will you just meet us there in the morning?
I'll meet you there in the morning.
Okay.
And he'll just kind of go walking off, just still shocked throughout this whole thing, and just doesn't quite know what to even do.
Well, I don't know what to tell him. Just gonna have to figure it out for himself.
Kind of. So you go and you have a rest, do all your restful things, half your hit dice back, all your spells, abilities,
Okay.
etc.
Um, Actually, real quick, since it's evening and Opie doesn't really have time to work on anything specific before crashing out, he'd probably do a sending to his mom or a couple. Just being like, wow, I watched a guy die today that I didn't. Like, he was a friend. That sucked. I kind of don't want to be out here anymore.
You get from your mom, and you're probably safely in a guarded town, just kind of burning through what spells you had left because you hadn't really used much of anything. Um, yeah, you get reassurances from her. She's she understands the shock of it. She's lost people too. Um, Mentioning that it was hard when her sister passed.
Oh, Aunt Hilda. I miss Aunt Hilda.
Yeah, ran over by a half orc cart.
It was fucking tragic.
It was. These bugbears came out of nowhere. I mean, yeah. So you spend your night just kind of getting reassurance. You are, of course, always welcome to come back, but she also knows that you're a strong boy, and that you're meant for great things.
When's the last time any of you dicks called your mom, huh?
I don't have sending yet.
Well, you have sending, just it's you only have one person's phone number.
Oh, yeah, that's right. One number cell phone.
Yeah, which you haven't been using.
Kind of forgot about it. But I'll use it tonight because, yeah, shit got real tonight.
You're looking for comfort as you can do so. Rawl's gone for a walk. Opie's talking to his mom.
Hold
You're
on, hold on. Oh, babe, can you like psychically jerk me off? I feel real sad. and that always makes me feel better. Can you, like, that'd be great.
Um, while Lilith is understanding that you've lost someone, she seems a little dispassionate about it because she didn't really know him, but she understands that the two of you have been traveling together for a while and she kind of feels for you there. She is also annoyed that this is the first that she's heard from you
Yeah.
because she knows you don't have an excuse. But the chastisement is minimal considering what else has happened.
Man, she might be nice to you if you just keep having friends die.
Watch out, eventually, Opie, it's going to come around towards you.
Kind of surprised it hasn't been Cass yet, the reckless son of a bitch.
Well, he's a hit point sponge, and he has almost died a couple of times.
I know.
But, yeah, speaking of Kess, he probably indulges himself in the shawarma of mourning.
And says many, many prayers to Shwarmamu.
I think we're like a failed resurrection or story technicality or something away from pretty much having Kess look like Triple H at a wrestling match, just banging beers together. Sorry, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I don't have that kind of reference in mind, but that's fine. That's
Texas
fine.
Rattlesnake, come on, man.
Yeah, don't. I don't follow anything wrestling. Not since Andre, Hogan, and Savage. But the night passes into the morning. I need to check something.
I will return just a moment. I got to pee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 5. I need more water.
Yeah, go ahead and take it. Go ahead and take a quick. Oh boy.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Uh, Rawl out burgling.
You don't know what Rawl's doing.
Yeah, I know, but I see all those dice and it makes me suspicious.
Alright, I'm back too.
Yay. Definitely should look into procuring some potions before we head back out.
Right? Just a few.
Just enough to prevent shit like this from happening again.
Okay. So we just need to have Sin back and either that or is this final act he polymorphed into his cat?
I'm guessing not.
No, he didn't polymorph into his cat. I was spying in on your room and I asked whether or not you were back and saw the cat and was wondering if you just polymorphed. But apparently not. You're a disappointment to all of us.
Oh, maybe. Boy.
All right, so there is morning. The three of you assemble down into the main hall, and yeah, there is Rawl standing outside. Not standing outside, but he's kind of sitting at one of the tables in there. He's got a glass sitting in front of him, and there's a couple of plates of food set out for everybody. And he's just kind of
Well,
sitting
I'll
there.
join him.
Yeah, he's kind of sitting there staring into a cup that seems to be filled with water.
Hey, morning, bud.
Morning.
Morning. How was your walk?
It went okay. It's a lot to take in.
Opie kind of quickly shoves food to his face and is like, well, we got to find out. Maybe they can bring him back. And God damn it, I need to pull this band-aid off.
Yeah. Well, whenever you're ready. Kess doesn't need any excuse. Just nom, 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 nom.
It's not shawarma, but it's okay.
It's you know what? You can't have shawarma for every occasion yet. He will make a breakfast shawarma, and it will be glorious. So you eat, you prepare yourself, and get yourself ready to head back to the temple.
I've learned a valuable lesson.
Don't wear a free hug sign.
No,
Free
instead of going
Fruity Pebbles.
Doge outside of a city, I will go from now on direwolf just to have fucking health.
Yeah, because Doge had like what, 12 hit points, if that.
Mm-mm. Not even. He had like 5.
5. Oh wow, so that first attack did drop you, huh?
First attack fucked me.
Dropped out of form, and that second one just really nabbed you. All right, so the party heads back to the temple where there is a increased guard presence. There's a couple more sun guard in the area, and these ones seem to have higher ranked emblems and bling on them, denoting the prince's personal guard is in. And they lead you around to the back where they had Arendir's body stashed. Entering in, you see that there is Lee standing at an altar that that has incenses burning around them. A reindeer has been laid out on a bed of palm fronds that some of which have been kind of dried out to hold these little cones of incense, kind of getting this smoke that is rising up and around him. As he sees the door open, as the door opens, you see him look up from his work and just kind of hold out a hand for you to wait as he makes his way to the entrance with a small golden dish filled with some relaxing smelling, almost medicinal liquid or an oil in it. And as you approach, before you cross the hearth, he'll dip his fingers in and just kind of uh, trace lines across both parts of your temple and up the bridge of your nose before of allowing you to enter. And once everybody has received this anointment, you're kind of gathered around to the podium, which you'll see that he reaches into his tunic, pull out the diamond that was there, and kind of place it flat end up so it onto Arendir's chest, creating kind of a pyramid in and of itself. Just the golden child is a force of eternal life, though even he knows that the cycle must come to an end, and that every living man, woman, even children need to pass hands into the darkness, pass through the gate and into Atropos' hands. Not all must remain. The threads of one's life intertwine with others. And if there is enough strength in these threads, we can restore him, to coax him back You were the people who knew him most, I would imagine, traveling with him. Do any of you have words to say for him?
Like, I guess I can say something. I mean, I wish I had gotten to know Aaron Deere a little bit better. He was such a quiet guy. Like, aside from that moment we found him, I hardly knew anything about the guy other than, a brief bit of what he could remember himself. So I guess in a way he was building a new life, and it would be nice to build that life together going forward.
Agreed.
All right. Here, gather in the circle. As you see that the floor has a series of runes laid out in some oil as you press into the circle. Let's see here. We will have everyone give me a check on your wisdom. The minus Arendir.
Dumb.
Kess has been one wise motherfucker this session.
Kess has been just Kess not being here is just puts him on point.
Wow.
Just as you gather in your circle, you kind of offer out your prayers, your pleas, your well-wishing, trying to do as Lee instructs, is to find that metaphysical thread that ties you and your lives to a Rendir, a quiet individual who may not have spoken much, but had, as Opie put it best, started to build a life around all of you. And in this long stretching moment, as Lee begins to speak the incantation, to intone the words, the prayer, the beseeching of Anzu to reach down and breathe life back into this body. He goes behind and turns a small dial where the a panel in the ceiling shifts and separates as you see a shaft of sunlight fall down upon the diamond and kind of scatter its life across the body. And Zyman, Opie, being in tuned as well as you are with magic, you feel that thrum of energy kind of hit the air as the lights that have scattered across Rendir's body seem to shift and spin almost as the light coalesces back inside of the diamond and fills it with this radiance that suffuses the crystalline patterns in there. Within, you see the reflected spectrums of light bouncing around inside before faults start to form within the crystal. Branch out, spider, where you hear this crackling, like glass being milled down, before it pops, not with a loud shattering sound, but muted, as the fragments that have been turned to a fine powder spread out across the body and settle. A long moment stretches out, and there is stillness. One minute.
Opie runs up to the altar and just starts beating the living hell out of him. Wake up, you stupid fuck! Just little gnome hands, just no strength behind them at all. He's just slapping the shit out of Arendir. This is what you get for running ahead. This is what you get. Like, why were you doing that? It's just dumb. Just smacking him.
As Opie is taking out his frustrations on the still unmoving body, Lee has kind of folded his hands across his torso, taking a step back and just allowing this moment of grief to take place. Two minutes pass. Opie has wrung himself out into an exhaustive state, having wailed upon this body, which has been made presentable. But third minute, fourth minute, before Lee kind of takes another step forward and just, I'm sorry, I reached out. Either I felt the light pass into him and I felt it swallowed. As if there was a great void within him.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
It's if there was nothing in there to. The thread seemed swallowed, cast into a darkened pool. I have felt when the threads have led in through the gates of Atropos and into the world hereafter. This did not pull in that direction. I'm sorry, there was nothing to pull back.
Kind of muted by the altar. Opie will look up and go, I don't think it's your fault.
I
I don't think it's the Golden One's fault. I don't think it's anyone's fault.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. You did all you could.
What would you like done with the body?
Well, I'm no expert in healing and divine magics, but is there really anything we can do at this point?
I'm short of locating a spirit to return to him. I don't think so. It is either barred or it does not exist. Without a spirit to pull into his body, your
Is there a
friend
way
will be as he is.
Is there a way to find out if he's got one lingering around? Like, I'm sure he had a spirit, right?
I would hope. Um, I know that a lot of the people in Monaco, they, at some point, vampires and the undead as they were technically without spirit, without soul, but they still moved. I, I don't understand what is happening here.
Um, we may have met someone in our travels that might know. I think the king of Ether had mentioned something about a swamp.
Lee will just shake his head. I can't say that any of that sounds familiar.
Well, could we arrange to maybe have him kept here, at least until we figure out what we want to do?
I can arrange for that, yes. We can keep him comfortable.
I mean, was that code for, like, not getting mushy?
We can.
Freezing the black ice, damn it.
Yeah, we'll just hang him on a meat hook in the freezer. He'll be fine. Uh, I can have someone look after him for while you're searching for an answer. Do you wish to carry his effects with you or have them stored here?
I mean, they don't really do us any good. Leave him here. What do you think, Opie?
Well, if ever he wakes up, he's probably going to need what he's got left money-wise and gear-wise, I'm sure. I know he's got a fairly powerful staff, but like I've seen him use that to some effect, though I think it's a bit beyond me.
I can't use it. As Raul will just kind of shrug.
Because apparently UMD's not a thing in this edition.
No, I think it's thief rogues. I think thief rogues get UMD essentially.
They
Yeah,
do.
and not bards. Fucking hell is that shit.
Because bards are already magical as shit.
Okay, granted they can pretty much do anything and they are essentially UMDs.
Yes.
Fair enough.
When you think about it, Assassin Rogue doesn't give a shit, and Arcane Trickster already can.
Yeah, but a thief rogue can just like, yeah, sure, of course I'm a cleric.
Yep.
So Lee will keep Arendir preserved. He will keep Arendir's things as they are, and he
We're
has
gonna
little more that he can add to that.
we're gonna look for a way to bring him back. If we can find one, we'll return for that. Though I'm sure our association here won't stop immediately. Like we said, we have some stuff to do for you, but just keep in mind that if his upkeep ever becomes too complex or burdensome, please do contact us.
I believe I can do so. Yes. Let's see here. What was that?
It's a bit of gentle repose.
Yeah, okay, that's the name was getting beyond me for whatever reason. Gentle repose. Come on. Where do we have gentle repose? Pinch of salt. 1 copper piece, which must remain for the duration. Placed on each of his eyes. So it's 2 copper pieces, which they're not going to. Yeah, there is no expensive material component, and for as poorly as Lee feels about this, he will make for sure that the body is well kept.
Aw, thanks, Doormat.
That's funny.
Well, Lee always did have kind of a soft heart.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
Him's a good boy.
Oh, you know who wasn't a good boy tonight?
Kess?
Fort Grenadier. He was a very bad boy.
He he gave it his bestest bork.
Hilarious.
So for the time being, we will leave that hanging. I will in the meantime throw. I'll have to have talk with you, Sin. We'll figure that out. And on the brighter side, this was going to be the time where you everybody else gains their next level. For
Outstanding.
if we can put a bittersweet cap on this, welcome to level 9.
Great.
Hey, Q. Q. Good game. And
What? Wait, I didn't hear what.
good game. And way to go, killer.
I didn't do anything. I
Dinner.
am the neutral arbiter. That's what I will.
You just killed that noob, dude. You killed that noob. He's so fragile. He's a druid with 13 armor class, running into combat, and you just murdered him.
Wow.
You just like dumped your nuts in his mouth, and it's just like, oh, taste DM dick. Ah! Know any better, man? He's just a kid. He doesn't deserve this.
Great.
Like Vietnam flashback right here.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry, that was just too funny. I couldn't let it go.
Funny.
Shit, man. The fuck?
Damn.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just leave it there. That'll be the that's a good capstone for this. Me getting chewed out for letting the world happen.
Oh, that was chewing out.
Oh,
That was funny as shit.
I know.
for
I know.
one thing to note is I would definitely at some point pull Lee aside and point out, on the map, this is where we found it. If the door is closed, this is how you open it, type of thing.
We can yeah, you can pass along the information there. I won't make you go through that right now. But
Don't know
holy
if
crap,
it's what he's looking for, but it might be.
might be. He'll ask you to basically let him know what your next move is if you're going to follow a line of inquiry uh, into a reindeer, or if you're going to move yourself out into the desert again. Just to let him know which you're doing. That way he can kind of gauge what he's going to do.
Well, I have no idea, but if we figure it out, we'll
Yeah,
pass the info along.
he's not expecting anything immediate
Oh.
as far as decisions go, but you know. So yes, we're going to end it there, and we'll see what next week has to bring for us. So